Hello, everybody, and welcome to Conversations with Pucho. Right now, I'm just gonna go on with part two of the video I was recording earlier. I think it came out kind of crooked, but hey, it's a good video. The message is good, so please listen to it. You don't have to look at me or crooked. Well, anyways, like I was saying, is that with these sins and these rules made in every religion, that everyone believes in God, in the Creator, in the light, the way of truth, the everlasting forgiveness, which is God, and have their commandments and their rules and their supposedly sins. Like I was saying, is like if everybody was going to hell for making a sin, then everybody's going to hell, like 90%, 95%, because everybody sins. Like no matter what religion, what culture. Like I'll give you an example. Like if a girl, she's promised to a guy, right? And then she knows that this is the guy that she's supposed to marry or whatever, but she's in love with this other guy since forever. And she decides to go and run away with this guy because this is the guy that she loves, and she doesn't want to be forced to marry some guy that she's not into, regardless of the rules or the culture or whatever. But in the rules, it's a horrible, horrible sin if you don't marry the guy that you was promised to. Therefore, you're not going to heaven. You're damned for life. And if you run away with another guy, also, the people have the right to execute you, right? Because you're damned. That's it. You broke it. You broke the rules. A worse sin. So now it's a double standard, because if you were gonna go and kill your own daughter, your own relative, because she loves someone genuinely and wants to be happy with that person, and you're trying to force her according to your culture or whatever to marry this other person, then you're trying to force her to like actually be raped every day for the rest of her life and pretend that she's happy. That's a horrible sin too. So who's going to hell? You'll be okay because you could kill her because she broke the rules and the sin. So the sin of committing murder is not a sin. It's it's more forgivable than a girl falling in love with someone that she truly loves and trying to be happy with that person. Anyway, so another example is like stealing, right? One sin is like stealing. Don't steal, don't rob. Like if you have a mother or a father and you have children that are starving, like haven't eaten nothing for months, right? Are you gonna let them starve, or like you're gonna go around the corner? There's this fruit stand, and there's like apples there or something. Are you not gonna try to get some apples or oranges or whatever for your kids so they won't starve to death? You're not gonna do it because it's a sin, and because you did that, it's a sin. You're going to hell. You're damned. Or you're going to let them die so that way you won't commit the sin and you won't go to hell, but then you let them die. So isn't that murder? So you're going to hell for that? You get the double standard here? Everyone sins. You know, everyone breaks a rule. I'll give you another example, like the Catholics, right? The Catholics, like one of the commandments is thou shalt not build any images, make any images, or build any statues of any likeness or image, of any likeness or appearance of me or any saint or any angel in the heavens. And what's the Catholics do? The whole chapel is filled with statues and images, and people are worshiping and praying to these statues and images, right? So are they going to hell? Because that's a sin. God said don't do that. It's one of the commandments, right? But even if you show them the commandments and show them that it's in the commandments, they've already been brainwashed and raised that way to follow that as a rule, that it's not a sin. When in actuality, all you have to do is read the commandments, and the commandment says that it is a sin. But since the priest says it's not a sin, so it's not a sin. It's like in a cult. Like the leader will like tell someone, oh, I represent God, and the commandments are this, and one of the commandments is it's a sin if you don't give me your virgin daughters so I could have sex with all of them. And it's a sin if you don't give me your wife so I could have sex with her before you do. And then these people give their daughters up, their virgin daughters, their 13, 14, 15-year-old daughters up for sex with this guy that represents God, Or if not, it's a horrible sin and they go to hell and give up their wives before they have them to this guy. Or if not, it's a sin and they go to hell and they do it. That makes no sense. And then on top of that, the guy, after he takes all their money, he says, "Give me all your money or you go to hell." Okay, okay, okay. They give them all their money too, right? Because if not, it's a sin. Then the guy says, "Okay, commit suicide because if you don't, it's a sin and you don't believe in God and you won't enter the kingdom of heaven." And they do what? They commit suicide because they're scared that it's a sin and they're damned for life. You get to where I'm getting at with the logic here. So, uh, it's every cult, every religion in the world believes in God. God is God. God is the light, the creator. Like, regardless of what the name, you name him this, you name him that, he looks like this, he looks like that, this rule is this rule is that. All in all, it all comes down to there is God and there's rules and there's sins that you shouldn't do and break, but it doesn't mean that when you break them, you're going to hell and you're damned. Like a lot of things, a lot of places, a lot of ethnicities and rules and religions and whatever cults like do and deem like, no, you're going to hell, you're damned, that's it. Like, we you're no longer part of the family, you're no longer this, you're not wanted. It's horrible. you know it's not true. It's like, you know like if you go and get married and a guy says, "I pronounce you man and wife," and he's holding a book, right? Are you really married? Does it really matter if it's coming from his mouth? It matters if it comes from God. He's the one that marries you. So if you love each other and you really love each other, God marries you, not that guy. Is God using that guy as an intermediate? Sure. Is it all the time? Nope. Most of the time, I got news for you people. Those are guys making money, including priests, just trying to make money. Pastors, whatever. They just want money. They have no faith and they don't give a shit if you're happy or whatever. They don't give a shit. They're like, "I just pronounce you man and wife, give me my money." Does that mean you're officially married now? Because that, you don't know if that guy means like is really being used by God or not. The point is that it's God that marries you, not a man, not any man. God. Okay? Is that a sin? Sure. Is he going to hell for it? I don't think so. I don't know. He might repent and ask for forgiveness, and then he won't go to hell. Anyway, also, another point that I wanted to say was like, there's a verse in the Bible that there was this woman in Israel, I think around Jerusalem or something like that, and she was caught having sex with a man without being married. So in that place, it was a rule. It's the worst sin, the most damnable sin. Is like punishable by death, and you going to hell and all that stuff. That if you have sex with a man without being married, you get murdered and you go into hell and whatever. Blah blah blah. So they got this woman and they throw her in the middle of a town, and there's hundreds and hundreds of people there. And they all have stones, these big stones in their hand, getting ready to stone her to death, calling her this bitch, this prostitute, this whore, this uncleansed, dirty whore. She broke a rule, the worst rule ever. She's the worst sinner. She's damned to go to hell. And then Jesus, which people say is the Son of God, he claimed in the Bible that he's the Son of God, but Bible changes a lot of words, so we don't know. It could be God himself incarnated, his spirit using this body to give the message. We don't know the whole truth, but I do know that Jesus Christ is real. It's in the Bible, right? And he's powerful because he goes to these hundreds of people that are hands and stones and ready to stone this woman to death. And he tells them, "May the first man without sin cast the first stone." And this man, Jesus, is so powerful that these hundreds of people could have easily been like, "Hell no," and stoned him to death too. And they had so much respect, and his power was so real and intense. And these people knew that they all were full of sins. Because he said, "May the first person without a sin cast the first stone." They all dropped their stones on the floor. And they didn't kill that woman. And that woman followed Jesus. And she was forgiven, and she didn't go to hell. The point is that not 99% of the people would be in hell right now if it was true that you break a sin. Like, that's it. It's over. You're going to hell. There's no redeeming it. You're disowned. It doesn't work that way. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't work that way at all. If a woman is promised to a guy and she loves another guy and she decides to escape and have a family, God will bless her, regardless of her religion or whatever. If she's like, I'm sorry, God, or like, but I love this guy. I don't want to be with a guy that I don't love, that was given to me, and then he's just gonna basically rape me the rest of my life, stuff like that. So that's not a sin, you know. Uh, it may be a sin in the culture, but in God's eye, God forgives you. That's it. God forgives you, even if it's a sin. God forgives you. You're not going to hell. You're not going to be damned. You know what I'm saying? So this is just a message to those out there in every religion out there. We all believe in God. Whatever you want to name them, whatever you want to name it, whatever you want to look at it, however you want to say it. There's all rules. There's all commandments. There's all sins and all that stuff that are unbreakable. The only unbreakable sins that are like really, really bad is like if you murder somebody and you ask for forgiveness, yeah, God will forgive you. But if you do it again and again, that's it. You're going to hell, guaranteed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, guaranteed you're going to hell. Or if you're doing witchcraft and voodoo and Satanism and you decided to be on that side, yeah, you're going to hell. That's the worst horrible sins out there. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you're interested, I'll make more videos like this as well. This is Conversations with Pucho. Next video will be about love, relationships. Why not? What the heck, right? Thank you. Please like and subscribe. Take care.